Welcome everyone to the Entrepreneurial Talk Show. And I'm really excited for today to be talking with Jennifer, who is in one of our other containers. Pleasure to have you here.
Thanks.
And now we're just going to go back into our conversation.
Yeah.
I'm not having a conversation, right? A lot of
Exactly.
people, when we're scripted, it even tells that, I tell people just get back out, go back to, if we're not recording. Some people don't even know I record half the time because they have to say yes. It's just the raw conversations that I love. And it really just showcases, like we were talking about Temecula and how the taste of wine and just how life takes us and different things. But it's just that conversation of you can have, I was telling you, so I was blessed to have a camera crew around me for a little while.
Yeah.
And I kid you not, the fucking people were laughing their tails off every day.
Yeah.
And I remember like a couple of people I was doing this docuseries, they were just like, is this her? And they were like, yes, you don't know what's going to come out from Bina.
Which is great. When you have people that you know exactly what to expect, you're like, okay, this is boring. Like really though, you're like, okay, here comes Stan. And we know Stan's going to walk in this way, make a left. He's going to stop at the water container. And then he's going to say good morning to whoever. You're like,
yeah,
okay. 100%. I do that all the time, actually.
A lot of people use comedy as a defense mechanism. So they make other people laugh. And someone asked me, they go, is this Bina's defense mechanism? And the answer is no. I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know what I'm going to do, because anytime when I'm talking in a place of love and I'm talking at a place of service, now, does that make, it's just like Taylor Swift. She'll say things and you're laughing because you're like, did she just say that? But you're like, oh, because it's just that personality that comes through.
Right. For sure.
But I want people to know, what do you do? Who are you? And what do you do? Because I like you guys to introduce yourselves because I always fuck it up.
Fair enough.
Let's be real.
I'm gonna do it not to fuck up my own introduction. So like I do a lot of things, right? First and foremost, I'm a kinesiologist. A lot of people think I'm a personal trainer. I'm much more than that. But amongst that, I'm also a yoga instructor. I'm a behavior coach. I'm a life coach. I hate that term, but I'm also a certified life coach. And then NLP, do a lot of NLP stuff. And then I'm the director of a medical fitness facility. So I was blessed 4 years ago to be given the opportunity to create like this place that now exists that never existed before, where it's like a medical practice and a gym combined itself and had a little baby. And then I named it United Medical Fitness.
And this is what you created this?
Yeah. So I was recruited by Dr. Hong, who owns United Medical Doctors. He recruited me. I was actually traveling the world. I was in India at the time, and I got a phone call and said, hey, Jen, you were recommended. And then he talked to me about like what he wanted to do. He wanted to create a wellness center. And he literally let me do whatever I wanted. So I, from the ground up, found a building that was completely empty, created the business plan, created the team, the services, the contracts, like everything. And I created this place. And it's been such an amazing 4 years to see go from an empty building to like classes that are like falling out of the building. Like we're just packed.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Are you guys looking for a nurse coach?
Maybe. I don't know.
We need to talk. We need to talk offline.
Yeah, but
we need to talk offline because this is exactly what a lot of nurse coaches are doing, this wellness center, these types of stuff with the physician. And you're doing the physical, you're doing the emotional, you're doing the behavioral piece. And I guess where I would come in is doing like the self-talk, the limiting beliefs, the other stuff that you're probably already doing with the behavioral part of it anyways. But yeah, let's talk offline on that because I'm my alley now. You got my head going, whoa, I didn't even know that about you.
Yeah, so this is like the new wave of the future with health, right? So not only are we a fitness center, but we have physician assistants in here every Thursday. We do blood work, we do IV hydration, EKGs, like everything all under one roof, and dietitian stuff. We do a lot of things here, which is like a one-stop shop for people, right? You're sick and tired of going places. We do it all in one place.
And you created, so let's just back up a little bit because you're underplaying what you have done. You have started, this is your company.
So I was brought in by Dr. Hong, so we're partners. He like, to be honest, he basically funded and I did everything. He funded it. I created the entire place. This is my little baby over here.
And this is amazing because when you're talking about the world of expansion and comes in, you can see this going nationwide.
Yeah, we're expanding already to San Diego. We're going La Jolla, Encinitas. We signed a lease for Marietta in 2025, and then we're looking at Orange County. So we're definitely looking to go all over the place.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
And
Thanks.
And when you are doing, what is your exact role in this? When you talk, like, I want viewers to understand as if they don't know what they're doing. 'Cause sometimes I have a hard time with it. I had nothing, I don't know,
Yeah.
didn't know nothing about this. I thought honestly, I thought when you were telling me you were going to help me lose my weight, and I was like, yes, let's go.
I can do that.
Yeah, let's go. But then I need somebody in person to kick my ass for the reasons why I told you earlier.
I got it.
I just learned to shut the computer down.
You're like, shut up. I don't want to talk to you. I want to see that goodbye.
Yeah. And if like someone's in my house, like they're in my house, like they can't, I can tell them to shut up or leave, and they'll just stand there and be like, okay, you ready to go to the next spot? Like
I'm a coach also, and I have people train me. Like I literally, it's a human thing, right? Whether I know what I'm doing, because I do. I don't myself as much as somebody else would. I'd be like, oh, I'm fine. So no, I need someone to tell me to shut the fuck up and keep going. Like I need the same. It's true.
And that's why we both hired Phil as our coach to make so for the financial part or the business aspect of things that comes through. And so this is just one stream of income for you, because is this all of your fitness, everything under this umbrella?
No. So that's why I started with Phil, was I'm doing online coaching on my own. I've done online coaching for years and years. Like I said, I used to travel the world. That was like my jam. And the way that I did that was through online coaching. But it was a very small way of doing it. Like there was no systems. There were no like streamlined anything. Like I didn't advertise on Instagram. Like I didn't do anything. So now this part of my life is obviously I'm still growing this place. This is my thing, but I'm also doing online because I know people from all over the world and I can't help someone physically in Temecula. So what else can I do? Which is offer my services online, because yes, I'm a trainer, but like, again, I'm a kinesiologist. I'm a weight loss specialist. I'm a behavior coach. So I can like basically encompass all areas of your life that need to be addressed and then do it in an online fashion. So I felt like I wasn't doing my due diligence to the world by not doing this. So I've decided to add that to my repertoire of services that I do, but that's separate from what I do here.
That's amazing. I can understand, because Phil is he only has certain people come into his world. Like I said, it's my apologies to you that I didn't. It's hard in our container too, to like really know what everyone's doing.
There's so many. Yeah.
That, and it's just like in school. Yes, you can get bits and pieces of us talking, but it's these interactions where I was just like, holy shit. I love learning more about people and these types of conversations.
Yeah, for sure. No, I think it's important to have these conversations.
So I want to ask, so the people are talking in the entrepreneurial world, like what is one of the biggest challenges you have faced?
Thinking bigger, being okay with doing the mundane tasks over and over again and not having instant gratification. I think like you see these entrepreneurs that are just like so rich and they're sitting on the beaches and they're like on their laptops. Like I work all the time. I have a 2-year-old. Like there is no downtime. I'm not watching TV. I'm working. Like, I don't know. I think like you have to realize that if you want to be in business and be an entrepreneur or do those things, like it takes a lot of little things that are super boring. And that's really hard for me to be like, okay, here we go again.
Yeah. It's also in entrepreneurship, people think that you have to do this alone. And the answer is you don't.
Yeah. I've learned that, yes, when I was doing stuff before I came here, like I did everything by myself. I did marketing. I did everything I did myself. Now I have a team here, so it's much easier. Yeah. Like I can delegate, but no, I used to do everything by myself. It was very overwhelming. Yeah.
And a lot of people think like when people ask me, they go, oh, Bina, how is it that you're able to still create when I have 3 children, 2 parts to my business? I'm about to add a third, and everyone's like, isn't this a lot? How do you manage this? All 3 of my kids have special needs. And the answer is because I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
When people say I don't have time, I don't have the money, those are excuses.
Yeah. Agreed.
You're selfish.
Yeah.
When people tell me, Bina, I just don't know if this is the right time, I tell them that is correct.
Yeah.
Because it all has to start within you and what you want to create and what you want to do, but it all has to start from your purpose.
Right.
So that comes to my next question. What is your purpose?
This is deep. Are you ready for this?
I am. I am it.
Yeah, no. And the only reason I even decided to get healthy because I found out my dad had cancer. And I remember I went with him. My dad was like a good old boy, never went to the doctor, didn't talk about his feelings. So I remember sitting there and the doctor's like, you have stage 4 cancer. And my dad's not asking questions. I'm like, do you want to ask him anything? Do you want to say anything? I had noticed he had completely turned off. So I remember going home that day, I dropped him off and I ran on the beach and I ran and ran until I couldn't run anymore. Literally. And I wasn't a runner. That was not my thing.
I don't run either, girl.
No, I do now, but that's different.
Yeah, that's my hard part.
It gets easier after 5 years. So I ran and I was like, okay. And then I decided that I was going to change my life. And I swear to you, like after my dad passed, I was 25. I quit my job in real estate. I was doing very well in real estate. I quit my job. I was like, this is not my purpose. This doesn't make me happy. And at the time I started yoga. And so I quit my job and I went to teach yoga. I went and got certified. And then the next thing I know, my mom passed away when I was 30. So she passed away. And then I went back to school to become a kinesiologist. I was like, what is happening? And then my stepmom passed away when I was 32. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And so literally like death after death, by the time I'm 32, I have no parents. And that's not a normal situation. I had a hard talk with myself and I was like, I can do two things, right? I can become a victim and be like, life sucks. Or I can take what I've done or gone through and I can help other people live longer, because the pain of suffering when you don't have a parent at 32, like I had my daughter, I had no parents to share that with, right? Like when it's her first birthday, I don't have my mom and dad. I don't have any of those things. Yeah. So I truly wanted to help people live longer so that they didn't have to feel the pain that I felt as a young woman of losing that support system. So ever since then, I have literally dedicated my life to helping people live longer. I don't give a fuck if you want 6-pack abs. I don't care. I care about people that are like losing life because of life choices that can be fixed on their own. Right. So that's what I've dedicated my life to since then, since my dad was diagnosed with cancer when I was 25.
My dad died when I was 21, 22, massive heart attack, sudden death. Yeah. And it grows you up. It grows you up in a level of where you're right. You sit there and you think about things in a different light. You don't take things for granted. We're not sitting here waiting for the next big thing. We make the next big thing occur.
Yeah, because mortality becomes so in your face at that point. Your dad's sudden death, my mom's sudden death. Life could be over tomorrow. You don't fucking know. You got to live every day. Otherwise, you're wasting time.
If I live to 80, half of my life is already gone. I have 40 more years to leave my imprint. What imprint do I want to leave?
Right.
And if I were to die tomorrow, am I satisfied with what I did? If the answer is no, then get off your fucking lazy ass feet and let's move. Because if you were to live for tomorrow, every day is a brand new day, and you live it wiped clean, then the excuses goes away.
Right.
And the room of possibilities open up.
And that's why I'm obsessed with human behavior. But you have to have this sometimes traumatic thing. So like, how do you get someone to motivate themselves to be like, shit, because I'm going to be 40 next year. I'm right behind you, girl. I'm like, oh God, I'm getting old. For me, like I've had this mortality and this trauma. And so for me, I'm like, I have to be in the best shape of my life by 40 just to show my daughter that I can do it and that she has someone to look up to. But then a lot of people don't have that motivation, because I've been doing this for 12 years and I see people and I'm like, the doctor just told you that you're going to die if you don't change your life, and they still don't fucking do it. And you're like, what the fuck is happening?
I mean, you can go down because of me being an old ER nurse, being on bedside, and it's the healthcare is really damaged. And I don't think it's the client's fault because of some of these these false things are coming to them. Now with people like these clinics, different things that are popping up, okay, now they're getting the correct information. Whereas before, it's like any time in healthcare, they're treated with the pill. Oh, here's your problem. Here's a pill. Oh, you're depressed. Go to Zoloft. Oh, you're here. Do this. You want to lose weight? Here's this. There's these quick fixes with just literally a pill. And they're not going down to the root cause. And we saw this a lot in healthcare, especially in the ER. It's like the same people keep coming back.
Yeah.
And you're
I know.
like, we just fixed your diabetes 2 weeks ago. You mean you're back?
I know. It's crazy.
But it's because they were not trained, like we were talking about. They're not trained in a way where it's like, do these lifestyle changes, do these comes in. Remember,
Yeah.
eating healthy is expensive. I got 3 kids. Trust me. My damn grocery bill.
I'm gluten-free and I eat only organic. I feel you. I know.
Oh, oh my God. It's insane. The other day we bought, and this is totally off topic, but I'm going to do it. We bought a box of strawberries. That's normally like $10 or something, like a big box, but they were $35.
Oh shit.
$35.
I know.
I was just like, what the fuck is so different? Then I picked up both strawberries. I bought both of them because I'm curious now. I'm like, why the fuck is this $35? And why the hell is this one $15? And guess what? My kids really only ate the $15 one, which I was pissed because me and my husband made sure we ate that $35 one.
You had to.
Favorite every single one. We were every day. We were like, eat those strawberries.
Right.
You know? So I get it. I understand the inflation. I get the things with that, but those are damn good strawberries, by the way. They were fantastic. They were like the best strawberries I've ever eaten. I can understand why they're $35. It's still a normal person or someone else that may not be in the best financial means. And I'm not saying like me and my husband, like we're rich or anything, but $35 for strawberries, even for us, was a lot.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine other people that come in. So sometimes the healthcare system they don't set you up for success.
No, for sure they don't. Yeah.
They're like, please eat this and eat that and do this and do that. But then it costs money.
But I think it's the mental part of it too. Because if you think about too, even inflation, McDonald's is expensive nowadays. So you're like, what the hell? Yes. I don't eat that. I hear about it all the time.
We took our kids to go to a Happy Meal because we treat them every so often. And I guess all the other kids had Happy Meals one day. So my kids were like, can we have a Happy Meal? I'm like, do you even know what that is? But I'm like, okay, we're going to go get a Happy Meal. So we went and got a Happy Meal. And it was like $45.
Yeah, see what I mean? It's not cheap anymore.
I was expecting like $15, $20. Okay. Yep. $2, like maybe a couple things because there's 5 of us. And me and my husband were like, we haven't had McDonald's in a long time. So we didn't even know what to order. So we were just like, we're just going to eat it. And we were sitting there and we were like, what the fuck?
I know. It's crazy.
What? We could have always like for $50, we could have gotten sushi.
Yeah, I know.
Like we could have got better shows. Not the best thing, but yes, but it is very expensive with inflation comes up. But my point being is that it's a choice and it comes out with that. And I know I went on the tangent of the strawberry, so I totally lost track of what I was thinking of what I was doing now. So we're going to redirect, but it goes back to the purpose, right? Your purpose of what you were talking about of when people die at a very young age and the children are left behind, it does. Yeah. You grow up
quickly. You have no other choice. Yeah.
You grow up.
And sometimes I forget. We all have our moments from fuck, okay, here we go again. Sometimes I don't sleep. My daughter doesn't love to sleep all the time. But then you wake up in the morning and like yesterday I had this like moment of, okay, I've been here for 4 years now. We created this place 4 years ago. And I was like, just to be able to see how many lives that are like people coming in here and getting better. I'm like, that was the whole reason for this. Yeah. And it was just like this moment of gratitude and okay, I'm helping people. This is great. Yeah. But how do you help? I'm never satisfied, which is part of the entrepreneur spirit also. Yeah. What else can I do? Who else can I help? Yeah. So I'm stuck in that type A thing also.
But that's the best part about entrepreneurs and the purpose. You have a purpose. Your purpose goes deep, which I appreciate you telling me your story.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. It's like sometimes that vulnerable feeling, you're like, ooh, okay, fuck it. I'm just going to say it. You know what I mean? Like,
but it's a beautiful story because now it makes sense on where your passion comes from.
For sure. Yeah.
Now it makes sense where now when someone asks me for certain things, it's, oh, I know somebody that can help you with that. Let me go talk to Jen. Because initially when you're having these connections, when it goes back to these talks, it's just about the conversations. But how much do you learn about somebody when we're live? 2, our phones are put away because we're live.
Right.
Right? Like honestly, right? And you're forced just to have a conversation, just me and you, with whoever the fuck's all these people watching. And it comes back down to that conversation where it's, damn, I want to know more about you now. And that's where it comes down to, where a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to be vulnerable on social media, or I don't want people knowing my story. If we don't know your story, no one's going to connect with you because you're just
Right.
a person.
That's what Phil has taught me so much too, because it used to be like, because I came from poverty, my parents were like, they were drug addicts, they died early. Like, I used to not tell people because I'm like, oh God, people are going to judge me. And I'm like, that's not fucking me. That's not who I am. So what difference does it make? So that has been my biggest takeaway from the mastermind that we've been in, is that being vulnerable is okay. That's how you connect with people. And as I get closer to 40, I'm like, I went through all of this so that I could help other people. Really? What's the point otherwise? To sit there and be a victim? Like, fuck that. No way.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
but it's the truth. People ask me in my coaching container all the time. They go, how are you the way you are?
Yeah.
And I tell them, because who I am online, who I am offline, who I am with my husband, who I am with my children is the exact same. Now, what aspect of Bina comes out, who I don't even fucking know half the time. But there's also a time and a place where if I'm in a room full of people, I know when to speak, but I also know when not to speak.
Right. Yeah.
Because people also have to realize in entrepreneurship, the most powerful person in the room is usually the most silent person in the room. And a lot of times when I sit back and I see all these young entrepreneurs, they feel that they need to talk more so they expose themselves more. You think that type of exposure is going to translate into income?
No. Maybe short term. Yeah.
But it's a long-term game.
100%. Yeah.
What is one of the biggest, being in Phil's container? And you told me one of your insights. What is another insight you have learned over this past? But what other insights have you learned that would help other new entrepreneurs coming through?
That you're worthy of success. I think for me too, like coming from a background of poverty, like we had moments where we had no electricity. My stepmom would gamble all the money away. That I assumed that was normal because I never had the example of someone that was wealthy and or didn't have bad habits like that. But as I grew up, I thought paycheck to paycheck was normal. I was always a hard worker. My dad was a hard worker. I took that from him. But I didn't realize that you could have excess of money and be worthy of that. And so what I'm learning now is, and I'm fairly successful, right? But I always want to do more, is what does it feel like to have $1 million in your bank account? Like to even have that thought process to be like, what does that feel like? I feel like in this last 6 months, I'm starting to give myself permission to feel those feelings. Whereas I would think about it, but there's a difference between thinking something and feeling something. And I'm sure you've learned that you have to be it before you do it, before you have it, where we typically think of it backwards. I have it and then I am it. I think that's been my biggest thing the last 6 months, is giving myself that permission and knowing that no matter where I came from, no matter what my background is, or where I am in this very moment, that I am worthy of more and I can do it. I have the capability to do it. And there's a lot of people out there that are like, and not to say anything bad, like maybe less smart than I am or less whatever, and they're doing it. So why the fuck can't I do it? So feeling and giving myself permission that I can do it, I think has been my biggest thing lately.
And that limiting that alone is a lot where a lot of entrepreneurs, that's where they either make it or break it.
Yeah.
That right there. And
for sure.
Studies have shown only 4% of entrepreneurs make it.
Yeah.
Do quick cashes, they'll make it short term, but we're talking long-term success. Only 4% makes it. Maybe higher now. I don't know. But this was a study a while ago, like maybe 6, 7, 8 months ago. And because everyone I talked to, they go, oh yeah, I feel great. I'm like, oh, we made it. We're in that 4%.
Yeah.
You know? So it might be higher now, but it's that courage to that self-doubt, releasing it, releasing the judgment, and telling yourself you can do it. It really starts.
I think we all struggle with that in some area of our life, right? Whether it's finances, whether it's entrepreneurship, whether it's weight, whether it's like whatever, we have to get over that set point, right? I'm sure you heard of the set point theory, where like we get stuck at this place. And then whenever we try to do something bigger than where we're at, like our body cools us down and then we get an injury, or we have a big tax bill that comes in and then we're right back where we were. So it's like a matter of getting over that specific set point and knowing that your body's going to continually try to take you back to where you started, but you continually push against it until you raise that set point and you're somewhere else.
Because it's a lot of people think they're like, why does this happen to me? Oh, here we go again. And it's just raising that level. Your floor then becomes your floor. You break through. Now you're stepping on you and you level up every time. I call it like the Mario Brothers.
It's true.
And you got to level up. Once you level up, you got to go. It's like a game, right? Now you got to figure out this new game. And now you got, I got to level up again. And then think of it as a game that never ends.
It's
You're
true. Like
learning.
It's every time I feel like I hit a level, like something happens, I'm like, okay, how do I get through this? Like,
and sometimes it might drop you back down, and it's okay.
Yeah, but I think that's part of the growth, right? Everything's not going to always be perfect. You're not going to be like, oh my God, it's been 5 years and nothing ever bad happened, like ever. That's not real life. So it's just a matter of going through levels. Is part of it. And then you just have to work through that shit and then keep going. But a lot of times people get that shit and you're like, fuck it, I quit. And that's where we get to that 4%.
Because it's like they hit the game over sign.
They think it's a sign that they shouldn't do it.
It's the game over. It's, oh, you died. Right?
Yeah.
It's like, boom, game over. And it's just like, you're ready to retry? Because in entrepreneurship, there's going to be a lot of game overs.
Yeah, that's part of it.
There's a lot of it. That's part of it. And I think when you have to feel it, like you got to feel that defeat. You need to see it. You need to see it crash and burn, and then feel those emotions.
Yeah.
And then what are you going to do next? Are you just going to stand there and watch? Or now after you process it and now it's a new game over, if we're talking about Mario Brothers here, apparently.
Yeah. Right? It's relatable. Right.
You now went through 10 levels. The first 9 levels are going to be super easy for you because you've done it.
Right.
You know what to expect.
Yeah.
Now you're back on game 10 or level 10. You died here maybe 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times.
Right.
What are you going to do different? What are you seeing that you did not see before? What task are you needing to learn where you was not there before? What skill set do you need now to get past that?
Yeah. Which takes a lot of introspection also, to sit with yourself and be like, fuck, okay, now what?
Exactly. And it all goes back to what you're saying, that belief inside.
Because if you believe you're not worth it and some shit goes down, you're gonna be like, I guess it wasn't worth it. And then you just go back and you don't start again.
Right. And I'm loving this Mario Kart analogy right now. You know, because sometimes they give you the hidden box. You don't know what's in those hidden boxes. You just don't know.
Yeah. We're playing games.
Apparently, we're playing a game of Mario Brothers. But the thing is, that's what happens. Because if you think about the banana peels and things throwing at your face, those are like darts throwing at you for other people's words. Yeah. They're getting thrown at you saying, nope, you're not going to fucking do it. Watch. See, I told you you're stupid.
Yeah.
No, look, I don't know what you're doing. That's like the bananas. Those are the things that you're dodging. Because words are like darts.
It's true. Yeah. But that's why it's so important to surround yourself till you're in a good car, right? Yeah.
You have to be in a room full of people who are only going to empower you and then stand there and applaud.
Because people get jealous and shit. Like you have friends and they're like, oh, that's what you're doing. And then they like secretly aren't rooting for you. And you're like, what the fuck? Because they're jealous or whatever. Or you have friends.
What happens is they disappear for a couple of years. And then all of a sudden you're successful. I always quote successful. And now all of a sudden they're like, hey, what are you doing? What's going on? And you're just like, you didn't give 2 flying fucks 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Why now? Now I'm a believer in spirit and I'm a believer in, if you want to have a conversation with me, please do. If you didn't understand what I was doing 2 years ago to what I'm doing now, I get it.
Yeah.
That does not mean you get to come within my inner circle.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I've been very careful with too lately, is who do I allow in my space? Because if you're not here to up level me or to inspire me or to do something positive and I leave drained, like, we're done here. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is, it's, and I'm going to talk to you more offline on this because there's certain things that I'm creating now that is going to help empower more people.
Yeah.
In a space where if you're able to take 2 or 3 days away from but how do you go into a room full of people / women / feminine energy, right? How do you up level that? And it's just, I keep throwing hints down. Everyone keeps asking me, and every time I throw hints down, everyone's like, what are you creating now? It will launch. It's launching. It will launch in May. And I'm working with a couple of people just to get clarity, and there's a possible collaboration with somebody else. So that's why I have to say the NDA, non-disclosure for now.
Yeah.
You need to be in a room full of people where it doesn't matter your body shape. It doesn't matter where you are financially. It doesn't matter your upbringing. The minute you walk through that door, you are just a human being.
I love that so much. That's so needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that human being, what is it without judgment, without space, without the hats of a mom, the CEO, all these different things? How do you integrate all of that in this place? And the minute you walk out with exactly knowing what it is that you want to do.
It's just so powerful because most people have no fucking clue.
Correct.
Yeah.
They think they do.
Yeah.
But they're not listening.
No.
They want the how. They want, how do you do this? How do you do that? What's the secret sauce? And I tell every single person, I just did another live earlier, the secret sauce is you.
But if you don't believe it's you, then you're never going to get there. You know what I mean? You think it's something outside of you.
But all these people that are like, oh, I have this free guide and I got this, and this is going to pay $100 and this will change your world, or this is $700 and it comes in. That's their fucking shit.
Yeah, agreed.
That won't work for half the people.
Mm-hmm.
Because the commitment level from your brain to your heart to what you put out is not in alignment.
No, that's the thing I have with issues. Like, I'm in weight loss world, right? Do this diet. It's going to change your life. I'm like, not everyone the fucking same. Not everyone can eat like that, or they can't do those workouts. It's not the fucking same. And they sell these damn programs online, and it's all cookie cutter shit. And people are like, why isn't it working? I'm like, because it's fucking cookie cutter shit for everybody else but you. It doesn't make any sense. But it's the same concept.
Yeah. You do stuff with the nutrition as well?
I do a little nutrition. I have a dietitian on staff, so I refer to her for a lot of things.
We do need to talk because my hormones and shit. I already know where my fucking problem is. It's all mine is hormones.
Yeah. Well, I got you, girl.
Yeah. I was like, we need to talk more offline because it's just still, but that's where I'm saying, like, people want this cookie cutter. And I'm going to talk about my weight. Okay. Just because to people understand. I was 110, 97 pounds, 110 my entire fucking life. Okay. When I got married, I was 120 pounds. And I was the girl that had the six pack, that was a runner. I was very athletic, super in shape. Like, I was able to press double my body weight, which was unheard of back then. Presses of 300. I just was very fit. I'm now 180 pounds.
Yeah.
Now, everyone's, why can't, I've tried everything. And I know that. I've tried diets. I've tried Weight Watchers. I've done this. I've done that. I know personally that for me, it's stress, hormones, and my body composition has shifted.
Sure.
Meaning I was a 36 at hip. I'm a 42 now. That shit ain't going back to 36.
Having kids changes things.
That shit's not going back to a 36. Okay.
Right.
Like, let's just be real. I will never be a 4 ever again.
And you don't need to be.
But not because of things. It's just now my hips fucking 42. I will be like, I will probably stay at an 8 or a 10. If I lose weight, I'll probably be there. And there's nothing wrong with that. And and that's where that confidence comes back, where it's like talking about cookie cutters, right? It's, oh, do this and work out. Everybody that was a personal trainer reached out to me,
Sure.
but the difference is that I was very honest in my post. I'm not looking for an online coach.
But they still tried to sway you.
They did, but a lot of
Yeah.
people did. And I respect them for it. I respect every person who came to me because I really do believe that you guys wanted help me. And I was very thankful. And at that time, money was not an issue because I was like, I'll fucking pay. But I knew what my biggest problem was, and which I explained to you earlier, is that when my body feels it's not supposed to go in that direction, guess what? I'm just gonna go
Peace out, homie. Yep. Yeah.
and there's nothing no one, and they're just gonna be like, are you gonna call me back? And you can call me 1,000 times and I probably won't answer.
Yeah.
Because I know that about me.
Yeah. But now if someone's in your face. Yeah.
But when this particular Stacy, and her name is Stacy, she's a beautiful soul. She comes to my house 8:30 Mondays and Thursdays. We gave her a code to come into our house.
Yeah.
So there's no excuse.
Yeah. No knocking. She just walks in.
I've been working with her now for about 5 weeks.
Yeah.
And for 2 weeks, the first week we trained with her. The next week, my husband traveled. Same thing. I didn't sleep.
Yeah.
When I don't sleep, I am grumpy.
Same.
And that's the only time you'll not see. You're like, that is not Bina. Like, who is
this? Hasn't slept for days.
You're like, but I'm used to it. So this day, the kids' room comes up. Every time my husband travels, it's the new routine. My children don't do with that routine. And I pulled up and my trainer walks in. I looked at her and I said, nope. No, you can keep walking. She goes, great. If you want me to walk, you're walking with me. Let's go.
I love that.
And she goes, I was like, no, we got the dogs in the house, this and that, making up every excuse. She goes, great. You want an excuse? Let's get your dog. Let's go.
I love that. I love her.
Honestly, she calls it the easy peasy workout. She goes, you don't have to do it. That's the whole point of me being here is you don't have to think.
Yeah,
all you gotta do is move. And I didn't like her that day.
It's okay. People don't like us anyways. I literally have a whole book here of names people call me. Like I have it. Like my front desk staff has created this burn book of all the names people call me, the bad things they say. But I don't care. I think it's hilarious. But yeah, it's true. People don't like me most days.
That's okay. But she still loved on me. She still comes in. We went for a nice walk. I was having and then and it's funny because I was like, she's turning into like my best friend. I'm like, oh my God. And she goes, just vent it out.
Yeah. I love that. We're therapists also. It's true. Yeah.
I was like, I'm so sorry. And she goes, no, vent it out, comes in, and then she still keeps me on task.
No. A good trainer knows to do both. Yeah.
No, she's great. Can you squat? If you're going to talk, squat. And I'm like,
yeah.
Oh. And she goes, it's okay. And then she gets me to a point where I can't talk no more.
Yeah, see?
And then she's not that I don't want to hear your story. She goes, all right, if we're gonna incorporate this venting, let's vent in a way that's going to be appropriate. But it goes back to showing of sometimes you just have to know what you need. And if you are recognizing that business, finances, spiritual, motivational, however it is in your realm in the 7 spiritual domains of, holistic approach, which you do a lot of, then if you know your limitations and you push through those, and you ask for that help, that is when you're going to grow.
For sure. 100%. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I love my trainer, but I'm not going to lie to you. I do not like her on Mondays and Thursdays. I like her Tuesday, Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays.
It's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
and it comes in. And one thing I do love about her is because she also... it's the same price, whether it's me and my husband. I asked her, I was like, what happens on the days I have my kids? She goes, nothing. We do a family workout.
I love that. Yeah.
We incorporate. She goes, I want you to, she realized my life real quick. She says, for you specifically, Bina, if I incorporate your world into your workout, you will do it.
No, for sure. And that's a smart trainer too. I think a lot of times too, and people think, especially online, like you're in person, so it's helpful.
Yeah.
Online people like just get a workout and you call at the end of the day. That's it. Like with my people, like I had a lady text me this morning. She said, Jen, I'm not feeling it. I've plateaued for the last week. I need you to help me figure out how to motivate myself and get back on track. Like most trainers don't do that shit. They don't sit down with you and they're like,
No.
let's hash you out behavior mental wise and get you
Right.
back on the right track. Like people don't do that. So
No.
to hear that like she does that for you is great because a lot of people don't have that capacity.
And that's the part for all the people who are out there in this field or in this world is that sometimes people are like, well, I've spoken to many people and someone's, oh, I can do $300 a month, but if we add your husband, it's 400. And
Mhm.
I'm like, I don't mind paying. I
Yeah,
really don't. It's, the money is not the issue in my house.
right.
But say if someone came into my container and say you were coaching together, right? And something occurred and you needed somebody else in that space,
Mhm.
I would be like, okay,
Right.
why would I charge you more for someone else if that's the thing that you need? If that's
Well,
what's going
that's the
to
thing.
motivate you.
People that are trying to do it for money and people that are trying to actually help you. And I think that's where we get caught up too, as people are like just trying to nickel and dime you. And like, I'm not cheap, right? Like I'm not, but
No, you're
because I
not.
come from
But
experience
you're good at what you do. There's a
and
difference.
I fucking care and I care about it. And
Yeah.
sometimes I'm guilty of caring more than they care. And then I get in that whole cycle. But
Yeah.
a lot of people literally are out there just to take your fucking money. They're there to do the job, take your money, but there's no emotional investment. And I think in any coaching, whether it's like with your nurse coaching or whether I'm doing my online coaching, like there has to be some kind of want to help the other person in a genuine, authentic way that I think is lacking in any coaching business really on the market. People literally just want to get rich and they don't give a fuck if you do better or not.
The word currency means we're doing things for money,
Right.
correct? If I'm buying you, we're doing like the currency exchange is you pay me, I pay you time, I pay you money, correct? But the word current is placed in there. And I have to remind people the word current is a energy flow that never ends. So when people are looking for only one side of the positive ends, we're only looking at what's coming into me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we're forgetting what we're taking out. The more we take out, the more currency comes to us as entrepreneurs.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the more energy you give, the over delivery, and Phil does this all the time. He over delivers.
Yeah.
Why the currency for him goes back.
Yeah. Like I'm going to stay with him for the rest of my life. Like I'm just going to keep going back.
Well, I'm lifetime with him, so I'm already there.
Right. But I'm getting way more than what I was expecting. I didn't know, like I barely knew him when I signed on, but like it felt right. But that what he delivers is so much more than what you'd expect. Like I give so much more than what people expect. And so when they have to pay me, fuck yeah, I'll pay you because I'm getting way more than what I'm paying you.
Right. And the number one thing about people who are successful or in a realm of success, I would have gone to you in a heartbeat, but I know what I needed to do. Wouldn't have been the money exchange would have been there. I would have told you we're in the same container when we spoke about it. Talked to Jen. I comes in. I said I would love to, but I already know where my gap is.
Yeah.
And the fact is that even though we're in the same container, I'm not coming to you with, hey, Jen, dude, like we're in the same container. Can you hook a sister up?
Yeah.
The answer is no.
Right.
Because I respect you as a person.
Yes.
And your value is your value.
Mm-hmm.
And if I see that value, it's where do I write the check?
Yeah, no. And I think a lot of people do that. Like I know a lot of people, they're like, hey, Jen, hook me up. And I'm like, if I buy a house from you, are you going to hook me up with the fees? And they're like, no. I'm like, well, why the fuck would I hook you up with training? No, this is what we do for a living. This is how we like pay our bills. Like, but this is how I get at my passion. I'm not going to give that shit away.
But it's also and I'm happy you stated this. And I'm sorry that your friends did that. That's a whole nother conversation. We'll have offline. Is people in your friend circle, if they don't pay you for your cost, are they truly your friend?
100%.
If people are looking at you as a regift, I known you for this long, I need X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
The minute someone says, I need, I walk away.
Yeah. You should.
I
Yeah.
do. I
Yeah.
walk away or I charge them double.
Yeah. Even better.
I'm
Yeah.
serious. No, I do.
Even better. Yeah.
Because the I need part, I don't need your business.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a billion people in this world. If you want to work with me, wonderful. If you don't, fine with me too. I pray
Yeah.
that you find somebody that you connect with. Hint the reason when I went on this whole journey with this fitness journey that I'm on right now. And it's not about the cost or comes in, but the I need portion. Hey, you've done it, but it's you don't go to a concert and say, hey, can I have half off?
Right. No. No.
You pay.
Yeah. Exactly.
And you pay what you want, whether it's
Right.
front row versus all the way up. But these are
Exactly.
people
Yeah.
you don't
I know.
So why is it that people expect for your friends, family, there's a friend and family discount?
Yeah.
For somebody
Good
you
question.
do know. And that's where I state people when people go, hey, I've known you for so many years. I'm not even, it's funny how we're talking about friends. This is my high school friends, actually. They're my tribe. They've been with me from 7th grade. And
Love
still
it.
to this day, like there's 5 of us that still to
Aw.
this day, it's a ride or die. Not very many people have this inner circle connection.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah.
And this inner circle connection is so sacred.
Mhm.
I will never sell them.
Yeah, for sure.
Sometimes I don't even know if they know what I think I do. I don't even know if they know what I do. Half the time we're meeting up, but what are you doing now?
Yeah. What now? Yeah.
What are
Nothing.
you
Just
doing?
talking. Yeah.
Because these are my girlfriends. This is my ride or die.
Right.
But they also understand the same respect of if they want my services, they pay.
Yeah. No, for sure. As they should.
They refer me or they come in. Or sometimes when I'm with them, I don't even talk about business.
Which is nice to do sometimes also.
Why? Someone's,
Yeah.
oh, it's your best friend. She should know what's going on in your life. No, she fucking doesn't. Because we're talking about everything else but business.
Right. Yeah.
Everything else that's happening in my life. They don't need to know that part.
Right.
And if they do, that's another conversation. And if they want
Yeah.
that, that's fine. But there's a time and a place where if your friends are asking you for a discount, I'm telling you, my rocks right here, I honestly don't know if they know what the fuck I'm doing, but they have never, ever, they've never asked.
Yeah. Which is
If
great.
anything,
Yeah.
they just sat there and they were like, how can we support?
Which is what friends should do. Yeah. 100.
Or if I'm doing something, I was in a docuseries. And I have not seen it. I actually just got the videos
Can't
actually
wait.
2 days ago.
Yeah.
I have a hard time watching myself. I have to suck up the power for that one. It's hard to watch yourself.
Sure. Yeah.
But now if I sent that to my girlfriends, they're going to be honest.
They're like, you should have lint rolled that sweater. Or
They're like, girl, your hair was down, comes up. But that to me is not criticism.
They just want you to do better.
That
for
is
sure.
just them knowing me going, it's the opposite. Damn, that was really good. And I'll be like, was that really that good? Come on, really? Come on. Good. Girls, come on. Seriously, what the fuck was wrong with us?
I know. Yeah, no, I get it. I have friends like that too, and they're very sacred to me.
Yeah. Maybe I'll send it to you and say you can be the person that watches it for me, then tell me how it is.
I want to watch it.
Because it's just, I have it. Like me and my husband have not seen it yet. Like it's sitting on my computer and it's sitting in my phone, and my husband still to this day, he's like, when are we going to watch this? I was like, you can't, I made him promise me. I was like, one, you can't watch it without me.
Yeah.
So if I have not seen it yet, you can't watch it.
Girl, watch that shit. Let's go. Come on.
But again,
watch it. Yeah.
But if you had to give one advice to anyone, what would it be?
Follow your passion, the money will follow. I think we get so caught up in like money that we lose what we're actually trying to do. So I think if you can come from your heart and anything, then I think you'll be successful.
Follow your passion.
Do what lights you up. Life is too short to do anything else.
Yeah. And I'm happy you've stated that, because that's where I coach a lot on, is follow your passion. I just did a clarity workshop on it 2 days ago.
I love
And
that.
the same, just follow your passion, know your why. All right, Jen, thank you for being on.
Thank you for having me.
Is there any last comments or any last thing that you want to state to anyone?
Just to follow your passion, dig deep, believe that you're worth it. And then obviously, if you're trying to get healthy, you know who to call.
Absolutely. And please, we'll have all of our information on
Yeah.
the YouTube link. Please send me whatever you need for them to get a hold of you. We'll have them on the YouTube link when it comes out. For everyone, please subscribe. Please tell your followers to subscribe so that way we can get more people in. If you want to be a guest or you want to have a conversation, don't come here for followers. Don't come here for people. Don't come here for a lot of stuff. Come here for a conversation. Because if you're here for a conversation, magic happens.
I love it. This was super fun.
It is fun. Well, I love doing it.
I know.
You're more than welcome to. I sometimes with some of my clients, some of the people that came on, we're doing like a 6-month, where are you now type of
I
situation,
love that.
or a year now, where are you now type of thing. So we're tracking that to come up. But there's certain people where we're like, where are you now? Because now I'm really interested in what you're doing. We're going to have a conversation about that. So make sure, subscribe, YouTube this, and I will see you guys next week. Link the comments below. Her information will be there. And thank you.